हेलो दोस्तों, दिस इज भारत कुमार एंड यू आर वाचिंग माय चैनल निर्मल इन्फो अपडेट्स।
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
India will now impose costs on China whenever it tries its favorite salami slicing tactics in a bid to incrementally grab territory, a move that marks a decisive change in India's long-standing border management policy to largely maintain peace and tranquility along the line of actual control, said top official sources. The days of walk-in options for the People's Liberation Army (PLA) are over, said the sources, even as Indian armed forces went on their highest state of alert along the 3,488 km LAC as well as the eastern seaboard after the bloody skirmish in the Galwan Valley region of eastern Ladakh left 20 Indian soldiers dead on Monday night. China has also further reinforced its military buildups along the LAC, especially in the areas facing the Galwan Valley, Dholadbegoldi, Depsane, Jisla and other such areas of eastern Ladakh. But the Indian defense establishment is not too perturbed, with an almost warlike alert being declared along the LAC from Ladakh to Arunachal Pradesh, with the army well prepared to take care of any contingency. The LAC in eastern Ladakh, for instance, has well over 15,000 Indian soldiers deployed in forward areas, with more backing them in the rear. Our soldiers will not move back. There will be no compromise on our territorial integrity. China has played this game of cartographic aggression too many times for too long. They transgress our territory, arbitrarily make claims, keep on repeating them as if they are true, and then paint India as the aggressor, said a source. This will no longer be allowed, with the PLA being made to bear losses for every attempt it makes to grab territory, he added. This tough new line comes after a flurry of meetings in South Block, which included PM Narendra Modi and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh reviewing the border situation in Ladakh with the top military brass on Tuesday and Wednesday. The Indian defense establishment is also rethinking the protocol followed by its soldiers of not carrying firearms in the forward areas along the LAC in the face of the continuing belligerence from the PLA. The PLA has flouted all bilateral agreements and laid down border management protocols, including specific provisions in the Border Defense Cooperation Agreement (BDCA) of 2013, said the source. Though the PLA has been needling Indian forces with repeated incursions across the LAC for long, the number has jumped up since the 73-day confrontation on the Bhuta territory of Deklam near the Sikkim-Butang Tibet Tri-Junction in June-August 2017. From 296 such incursions or transgressions in 2016, they rose to 473 in 2017, 404 in 2018, and 663 in 2019. The PLA has also increasingly been showing aggressive behavior and assertiveness in some new areas like the Galwan Valley region and the Nekla sector in North Sikkim. Soon after the violent clash between Indian and Chinese troops on the north bank of Pongong-So Means Lake, on May 5-6, another had taken place in Eklari on May 9. The skirmish in the Galwan Valley region on Monday night, of course, surpassed them all in terms of violence and deaths on both sides, the first time in 45 years. India was elected as non-permanent member of the UN Security Council for a two-year term after winning 184 votes in the 193-member General Assembly. Along with India, Ireland, Mexico and Norway also won the Security Council elections held Wednesday. India was a candidate for a non-permanent seat from the Asia-Pacific category for the 2021-22 term. Its victory was a given since it was the sole candidate vying for the lone seat from the grouping. New Delhi's candidature was unanimously endorsed by the 55-member Asia-Pacific grouping, including China and Pakistan, in June last year. Previously, India has been elected as a non-permanent member of the Council for the years 1950-1951, 1967-1968, 1972-1973, 1977-1978, 1984-1985, 1991-1992 and most recently in 2011 through 2012. The UN General Assembly on Wednesday conducted elections for President of the 75th session of the Assembly, 5 non-permanent members of the Security Council and members of the Economic and Social Council under special voting arrangements put in place here due to COVID-19 related restrictions. India wants peace but is capable of giving a befitting reply if provoked, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Wednesday, his first remarks on the border clash between soldiers of the Indian and Chinese army in eastern Ladakh on Monday evening. The Prime Minister started his meeting with chief ministers on the COVID-19 with a 2-minute silence as a tribute to the 20 soldiers who were killed in action in Galwan Valley this week. As he spoke, it became clear that the message was aimed not just at reassuring the nation but also delivering a sharp message to Beijing. I would like to assure the nation that the sacrifice of our Jawans will not be in vain. For us, the unity and sovereignty of the country is the most important, PM Modi said. Home Minister Amit Shah and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh were also present in the meeting. 20 Indian soldiers were killed in the violent face-off which took place in eastern Ladakh on Monday. The troops fought each other with fists and rocks. After the clash, the two sides disengaged from the area where the fighting happened, the Indian Army statement said. News agency ANI quoting sources said 4 Indian soldiers are in critical condition after the face-off. On the Chinese side, news agency ANI reported there had been 43 casualties. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh mourned the death of 20 Indian soldiers. The loss of soldiers in Galwan is deeply disturbing and painful. Our soldiers displayed exemplary courage and valor in the line of duty and sacrificed their lives in the highest traditions of the Indian Army, he said in a statement. The nation will never forget their bravery and sacrifice. My heart goes out to the families of the fallen soldiers. The nation stands shoulder to shoulder with them in this difficult hour. We are proud of the bravery and courage of India's brave hearts, the minister further said in the statement posted on Twitter. These are the first Indian casualties in a border skirmish with PLA since October 1975 when Chinese troops ambushed an Indian patrol in Arunachal Pradesh's Lungla sector and shot 4 soldiers dead. As news broke that a vicious melee had broken out between Indian and Chinese troops along the Sino-Indian border in the Ladakh area on Tuesday, June 16, an illustration showing a Hindu god battling a Chinese dragon surfaced on social media. On Tuesday, a fierce brawl broke out between Indian and Chinese troops on a disputed stretch of border in the Ladakh region, with the Indian side suffering 20 dead and the PLA allegedly reporting 43 dead and wounded. As nationalism on both sides of the border reached a fever-pitch day, an illustration showing Rama, the 7th avatar of the Hindu god Vishnu, drawing a bow and preparing to shoot a huge arrow into a Chinese dragon beside the words "We conquer, we kill" was posted on the Hong Kong social media site Lik. Hong Kong Twitter user Hassa Alison shared it and wrote, "An Indian friend has already finished this exquisite Sino-Indian war poster within 21 hours. The post had gained 861 likes, 300 retweets, and 34 comments. Many Indian netizens thanked Hassa Alison for sharing the image, and he responded to one user by saying, "Likewise. Please note this, we support you." Below the image, some Hong Kongers jokingly posted screenshots of the character Dalsim from the video game Street Fighter defeating the Chinese character Chun-Li.